So we're going to do a thing now, a little workshop-y thing on this kind of stuff. So now you'll have to practice it instead of just keep your eyes open. Like I know that's hard. I know it's hard, but this will help. So let's read that together. An effective paragraph develops one controlling idea related to the overall thesis of the paper. Usually the controlling idea is stated up front in a topic sentence. The paragraph is unified if the rest of the sentences in the paragraph support the topic sentence. Sounds like everything we covered, right? Cool. Your job right now is read each of the following paragraphs carefully and circle the letter of the unified paragraph, the one that is most unified. In the space provided below it, explain the reasons for your selection. So you can even, you're writing on this, so feel free to also write in the paragraph, like if you found something, bracket it or circle it or underline it or whatever, because you're going to have to explain your evidence after. So I'm going to give you a minute for that. All right, which one?
B.
B? Is that unanimous? Why? A is longer, though.
Unnecessary sentences.
Yeah, which ones?
Like talking about your experience at a seminar.
Oh, yeah. Why is the experience not useful here?
She stops talking about teens.
Yeah, you have no idea if this person's a teen or what, right? Especially when you're talking about a demographic. It's kind of important. There's other things that are way more effective in this paragraph. So yeah, that is unnecessary.
Yeah.
From last week all the way down to a bit more horrifying than I could take. Yeah. All right, what else? Is there anything else?
In A, they spent too much time talking about adults and children when the focus was for teens, whereas in B, they combined the sentences about adults.
They did. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
So that was, that's probably the most significant other part, which is the first one talks about adults and then teens and then goes down to children, but if the sentence, notice the topic sentence says what? This is about teens and horror movies. So sure, bringing up why it's not that for adults and children, sure, like get that out of the way though, right? You say it all at once and then you don't have to, if you're not bringing it back up again, then you're not taking extra time with it. You get them out of the way and then you can prove your point about teens and why it is that for them, right? Yeah, that's good. So if you find yourself having to go back into something, think about if maybe you should have just went all through it when you brought it up earlier, or maybe leave it for that later section. Oftentimes that's a giveaway that you're kind of like all over the place. So yeah, address things as you need to, as they would logically progress, and don't use stuff like, well, but then it goes adults, then teens, then children. But if it's about teens, then yeah, keep that stuff together, right? Good. All right, let's move on to the next one. Staying on point. The best way to demonstrate the importance of unity is to show how the intrusion of irrelevant information can disrupt our understanding of a paragraph. The original version of the following passage, taken from The Names, a memoir by Instigate Mamadé, describes the very end of the busy day before the Feast of San Diego. Your instructions: we've upset the unity of Mamadé's paragraph by adding one sentence that's not directly connected to his main idea. Find and underline that sentence, then explain why the sentence strays off point. What do you guys think?
Last sentence.
The last sentence? Adobe. Was that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah? Who thinks it's the Adobe sentence? Yep. Well, hold on. Let's just try. Let's just try it out. Later, in the dusky streets, I walked among the Navajo camps, past the doorways of the town from which came the good smells of cooking, the festive sounds of music, laughter, and talk. The campfires rippled in the crisp wind that arose with evening and set a soft yellow glow on the ground, low on the adobe walls. A natural building material used for several thousand years, adobe is composed of sand and straw. What is this, a 5th grade report on missions? This is not, this doesn't go here. What type of writing is this? Why did I read it super cheesy? I tried. I really have a super monotone voice, so it's hard to actually do that. But yeah, what were you going to say? Kind of, huh? Well, that's a definition for sure. It's a narrative. It's totally a narrative, right? Why would you throw in some random definition in there? And if you're going to define anything, wouldn't it be something like mutton? Who knows what mutton is? Okay. Yeah, several of you know what mutton is, but you definitely know what adobe is more than you know what mutton is, right? So why define this one rather than that one? You just don't do it. It's kind of like it messes up the whole flow, right? If you want to know what that is, then go look it up, right? You don't have to like stop what you're doing to explain something like that. When you define a term, it's because it's like a linchpin in what you're actually like saying. And if your audience doesn't understand that term you're using, then that means that they're not going to get the other things you're saying. So if you only define a term if you're building off of it. And this is really just like trying to explain a scene. Adobe walls, okay, it's a wall, right? I get it. It's the walls of the buildings there. I don't know exactly what adobe is necessarily, but I can at least follow you through. Stuff like the treadmill of consumption and wants versus needs and stuff like that, those are kinds of things that if you're working with those concepts, right, then you'll probably want to explain that a little bit, but you want to be concise with it anyway. And it's something you're obviously going to build from. So we're going to do another exercise now. You guys are going to do a competition thing here. Yeah, don't open it. Don't open it yet.
What's the prize?
The prize is gold stars.
They better be big gold stars.
I don't have candy for you or anything. What I would suggest is that when you open these, which you haven't yet, right? When you open them, you put them on one desk, and you look over it together. So, let's see. First place is 3 points, second place is 2 points, third place is 1 point. And so you've got, no. But I feel like because you guys are naturally competitive that you're just going to want to be better than the other people. And that's all right, too. I don't know what to do here. So, yeah, pull those out. They are a paragraph that I have dismembered, and you are going to try and put it back together again. So, yeah, put it on one desk, circle around. Remember that the numbers have no relevance other than it's easier for me to tell if you got it right. Also, the cut lines are totally irrelevant, too. I scrambled it up before I cut it out. So, as you put it together, remember the importance of organization in your paragraphs, right? Remember we talked about these elements just now? And once you think you've already gotten it, call me over and I'll tell you if you got it. Also, don't lick the envelope. I just told you it had nothing to do with the numbers. Why would I do that? You think you're done? We'll see. Close, so close. Yeah, be very careful. Think about the logic for the order of the examples. But your front and back's good, man. Who was first? Yeah? All right, let's see. We've got... yeah, think about the order of the examples, but you're good on the front and the back, yeah. Yeah, think about the order. You guys are doing really good on the topic sentence and concluding sentence, but yeah, think about the logic in the order of the examples. Yeah! All right. Group 4. Group 4 has 3 points. Who had their hand up first? Yep. All right, we got second place. You think you got it, or I think you got it? No, that's it. You changed it, right? Why is it ugly? Oh, that's the problem. Okay. Group 2. Group 2. And then group 1. Okay. The problem, hold on. Even though that we already have first, second, and third place, there's still the option to explain why. So meaning explain not why you got your place, but obviously you're better than the other people in the room, but I mean, no, that was a joke. Feel like I have to say that. No, why is one the topic sentence and why is one the concluding sentence? Why do those examples go in that order? Remember the whole connecting the parts thing and talking about transitions? You guys explain to me, I'll give you a point for each solid thing that's not just a generic answer. So did anyone who didn't get up on the board? Oh wait, by the way, we should say what it is. So maybe you guys finally got it. What is it? What are the numbers? 4, 9, 3, 7, what? 2, 5, 10, 1, 6, 8. What, you had it or you got nothing close?
No, you left one in the envelope. Oh.
That does happen. I do normally say don't leave one in the envelope, but I figured you guys would see a missing number. All right, so what is your reasoning for why it's in this order? Remember, if you didn't get it, you still have a shot at explaining why it goes in that order. Anyone? Just like it is what it is? No one. Wow, normally people jump at this. No. Yes, we know that. Why? Why is that a topic sentence? And why is 8 not the topic sentence? That's true. You got to give me more than just a generic answer, though. The word such. I've had several students in the last class try to put number 8 as the topic sentence, and that doesn't make any sense. You can't start a paragraph with such. It's explaining. Well, you guys have had lunch. They probably didn't even have breakfast yet. All right, so yeah, this is group 1. All right, what else? Why in that order for those examples?
Because of what it starts.
Hold on. We got someone over here. Caitlin?
So we said because the first one, like the topic sentence opens up with animal rescues, like they're humans, and the first example, I can explain it backwards.
Okay.
So like the most extreme example is
There we
the
go.
gorilla one.
Which would, what indicates that that's an extreme example?
Because how often does that happen?
Right? And so obviously that one would have been heard around the world, right? Yes. So, I mean, the other ones aren't as big of a deal. Yeah? What else?
Oh, and then the one about the cat group says in another report, so that means it's obviously not the first
In
one.
another report, that means it's obviously... Okay, hold on. You just got 2 points. I should have given a chance to someone else. Is there any other example or reason why that order is the most logical flow? Because they felt like it? No. There no other reason that you can think of why those...
Oh, chronological order, right?
Is it?
Is it?
There's no indication that would be the chronological order. No. Anything else?
From the topic sentence, the development into the next, to the paragraph, they're able to clearly state what is going on through the first example.
Where or how?
Animals sometimes rescue human beings, and then it obviously explains in the next sentence how what exactly they're going to start talking about.
Mm-hmm. So so just the flow and how they start it,
Yeah.
and then you kind of need to preface each other example after that. So with the pair, yeah, something there. Okay, whatever. Next one. So put those away. Don't crumple them up in the envelope, and then don't lick the envelope. Yeah? I'm going to hand you the next round, and then there's still a chance. Did you have a problem with something? Which one? Oh, really? You think that doesn't make sense? Maybe you should remove it. What's that one? Yeah. Is anyone thinking that there's something that doesn't belong?
Yes.
You can't throw it away, but you can set it aside. I still need to use this for next time.
Wait, we can throw one away?
You can't throw it away, but you have to, yeah, you can get rid of it. What? Miss Forrester? I identify as a mister. You think you're done? Nope. But, yeah, no. Well, that's not the beginning. So there might be another sentence you can remove too. There's more than one reason to remove a sentence. That's not the sentence to remove. Yeah, that wasn't the one. Yeah. You're just picking random ones up. Yeah, be careful what you do, because if you put it in the wrong spot, then it'll screw everything up. But everything else is perfect. Just 7 is in the wrong spot. What are you doing right now? What do you haven't pulled the second sentence? Yeah, that's the topic sentence. Those are the first 2 sentences. That doesn't go where you think it goes. Wait. Sorry, these guys were first. Or no, wait. I heard his voice, but he's just calling me no matter what. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, what's up with the 3? Yeah, I think you guys have it. Finally. Okay, that's number 1. Wait, who was next? Were you before them? Hold on. Why is the 3 kind of hanging down there? That one needs a spot. That wasn't the spot, but that's the only thing that's out of order. Yeah, you have it. Oh, 3rd place. Damn. I know. All that works. 2nd place. And 3rd place. Hold on. So we already know why the incestuous relationships with, is out, right? That one's obvious. Why the other one? Why the one? Which one did we say to cut? Yeah, Egypt was a fascinating civilization. Why do we cut that?
Well, because it's not about the entirety of Egypt.
It's fluff. Yeah. What does the word fascinating even mean?
Wonderful.
It is so abstract, so subjective that it's a completely worthless word in an essay. You should never write the word fascinating or interesting. Interesting is the word that your mom uses when you bring your art project home from high school and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. So she says, "It's interesting, honey." Do you get what I'm saying now? And has anyone like just realized that everything their mom said about their stuff was... Yeah. So those two words, and there's several other words in the English language. We got a lot of like wasteful words. Don't ever use those words. They don't do anything. That sentence pretty much says nothing about what it's supposed, like what that paragraph's supposed to be about. So those are the two things. One sentence has nothing to do with the topic. The other is so vague it means nothing. Any other reason why that order? You guys have a chance, okay?
The first sentence, we found it because it stated who and what we're talking about, so that's how we found it.
Sure, yeah, that's general though. Give me something else. Give me something else.
So I think everybody struggles with like we're putting 3, and so I think like we were kind of the process that we kind of went through was at first we thought it went to the end because we like okay it kind of clarified the whole process and everything.
Yeah.
But like when you read it, it talks about the whole like mummification consisted of in a sense to talk about like what they actually did and like the whole wrapping. I think that kind of shows like that was a process, and it even says like it was a process or something.
So it goes from what? What's the logical order?
Just talk about modification and then it goes to the
Well, yes, it's all about mummification, but they go over the process first, and
talk
then
about, like, how examples of
of
process.
of the
How effective the process.
the effectiveness. That's what I'm going for here. I mean, you know, I'll give you 1 point there. Okay, you guys tied. There you go. I don't think there's anything else. Group 5 has the tenacity to not get any points, but I mean, you had a lot of heart. It was interesting. All right, so I'm going to hand out a little thing on thesis statements. You guys get the usefulness of having like connecting parts and making sure that there's a logical flow. Like if you didn't understand what the thesis statement was up front, which with this last one when it was just like Egyptians were fascinating, it was kind of you got off to a slower start than the rest of the people who like were able to dial in on, no, this is what it's about. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you do a topic sentence, don't just try and make the most vague thing possible so that you're like, well, it's definitely about this. It's definitely about Egyptian civilization, right? You want it to be as specific as it can be with your claim without, going too narrow that you go over other things.